one of these because it's 2,000. Wow.
Wow.
You know? Okay. Now, booths and fairs and events. Okay. For those that actually do events, fairs, whatever, like I'm doing the Bedford Blues Fest. I've done it, this will be my 3rd year, Cincy booth out there. I would love, and trust me, I have tried every possible way from making this my little purse to hold all my samples in and hand out, because I think this is a great way to hand samples out, you know, and to generate a conversation. Really can't do that. If I'm doing Cincy, I'm doing Cincy. Period. Okay? You cannot sell, market, highlight, whatever you want to call it, another brand with the brand that you're selling.
So you can't say I'll meet in the parking lot?
Yeah. Here's what you can do. If somebody says something, hey, aren't y'all doing something? Because I've had this a lot at when I do educational conferences during the summer. And I've had several teachers, because as teachers we all know about Cincy pretty much now, like, aren't y'all doing some type of fondue or something? Oh yeah, that's called Bellotta. It's a brand new company. It does fall under the Cincy group. Oh, do you have any information on that? I tell you what. I can't give it out to you right now, but when, you know, my booth shuts down at 5, you know, if you want to swing by afterwards and I'm closing down, when it's all said and done, then I can hand you a catalog. Okay?
Or give you your information and I'll call you. Yeah.
Right. Which, so those are, you just, you know, focus on the brand that you're selling at your booth, gain information, which hopefully if you come into contact with anybody, first question, do you have a Cincy consultant? If they're familiar with Cincy, because I can tell you right now, 80% of the people I encounter, they don't like their consultant, and they're looking for somebody new. So it's a perfect opportunity to get the information. And then I always, like what I just did, I sent out a huge email to all of my contacts, and it was a big blowout special from me, for my Cincy customers. And then in that email, I did highlight, hey, check out Cincy Group's newest company, Grace Adele, with the link, and Bellotta with the link. And I'm telling you, you can do that because those, you know, are already your customers and you're highlighting Cincy, and then it will then everybody checked out Grace Adele. Out of 300 people, everyone did.
I always recommend get a buddy and do things together. You do Cincy and they do Grace Adele and vice versa.
You can't do it in the same booth.
Can't do the
No,
same one.
Yeah.
booths
Yeah.
next to each other.
Yeah. You can do that.
There's enough business for everybody at every event.
Absolutely. And you know, what you need to know right now, you're really, as far as booths and booths go for like Grace Adele, it's really going to be for informational booth. You're going to be handing out information. It'll be a great opportunity to book parties, to gain contact information, and just to really introduce the product. Because that's not something, I mean, I'm not going to have a ton of stock to be able to sell.
It's too hard.
Yeah. So, but that's, you know, if you can get, like, I just got a $10 booth at, I forget what country club over in Louisville for a girls' night out. You know, $10 booth, that'd be a great informational booth to set up and display Grace Adele. You know, so. Any other questions on the, and here's the other thing, which I asked Trish about when I get to yours, because I said, Trish, you know, on the new business cards, we can highlight what companies we're a part of. So how do I put that out in my booth but can't talk about it? She goes, well, you can't put it out in your booth. And so, just.
And you have to think of it. I know sometimes it's hard to, you're thinking, well, why can't I talk about all 3 of them? One of the great things about 3 brands under one company is it gives more opportunities to every consultant. Because you think about it now, it's pretty hard to find a fair or a show, get a Cincy booth. But there's plenty of opportunity for Grace Adele or Bellotta booths now. But if you are the Grace Adele vendor or the Cincy vendor or the Bellotta vendor, and you're talking about Cincy in your Grace Adele booth, that's really not fair to that Cincy consultant that's there that's paid the money for the booth. That's why it's designed like that. So focus on what you're there for and you'll be successful.
Right, and you're all part of one family. And so if you have a Grace Adele booth there or a Cincy booth and somebody mentions, hey, aren't you, what's up with the Grace Adele? I know you guys are doing it. Hey, you know what? There's a booth right down the way. Even if you don't know them, go check them out because you'll see much more than what I can do for you, and that's where you need to go. Send them that. I mean, you know, your business will come.
Yep. And
So,
they'll do the same
Can
thing
you
for
have all
you.
3 brands at a home party?
Yes. Yes. And that is especially with, I always do 2 open houses. I do one in October, which really brings in, because it's right before the big, well, starting the big selling season, but right before the biggest month. I don't think that it'll be my own little trunk show. I'll have Bellotta, and I'll have Grace Adele out, and I'll have Cincy. And that gives people, especially your customers, so many different opportunities for holiday purchases for whatever their needs are. So yes, you can definitely do that. Kind of getting into that, if you are already selling Grace Adele and haven't had a launch party, I highly encourage it. You can make it an open house, you could do a launch party, however you choose to go about it. One thing that I know Trish and I had talked about, I'm inviting everybody in my downline that's in the Oklahoma, Louisiana, Texas, tri-state area to come as well, because if they're not selling it or haven't signed up to sell it, they might have questions about it, they just might not have received training. I want them to see it and experience it because they might decide that they do want to sell that product. On the flip side of that, maybe they don't want to be part of this company just because it's not for them. That doesn't mean they don't want the product.
Or
Okay.
somebody in their downline.
Yes, exactly. So the more knowledgeable they are about it, then the more that they can better their team and serve their team. So one thing we want to be very careful about, though, is if you are marketing it to your downline, you're doing it in a way to sponsor them and give them the training. That doesn't mean that your downline or upline can't purchase from you. Just don't market it in that aspect. Be very clear and careful in how you do that with your downline, for your team. Yes?
And do you have to sell Scentsy or can you do just Grace Adele?
Yes. You can do Velada. You can do Velada and Grace Adele. There are 3 separate companies you get to pick and choose that everything mainstreams to one total sales for you as the consultant. If you decide to do 1, 2, or 3. Okay? And then that might, any questions right now? Because if I did this, yeah, FAQ tab under the resource page. Any questions regarding Grace Adele? No? Questions have been answered?
I do.
Yes.
The $199 you're spending,
Uh-huh.
I haven't quite looked at all the prices and stuff. How much are you getting a product?
Oh my gosh, you get a purse, you get a clutch. Let me just show you. I got this. This is my clutch. I got this, which is what I really use for my own wallet because I just need something for my debit cards and credit cards. I got
Christy,
huh?
instead of let's go and I'll do that right now because we're starting to really run behind.
Oh, okay.
We can at lunchtime.
Oh, I had till 10:15. For some reason, I thought it was 10:30.
That's okay. No,
Yeah.
that's okay. We
Come
can look
up
at it
here,
at lunchtime.
And then in the back of your catalog,
There's a
if you
picture.
look at the catalog, you see all that you get.
Okay.
Sorry, I thought I was done.
Oh no, there we go.
That's because you ran 5 minutes over.
Oh, okay. If you need to take care of anything, take care of it. But we are going to keep moving because, like I said.